Hello, 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 and welcome, my Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Truth About Twin Flame readings for June 2020. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and fellow Earth sign Virgo that I am. Very happy to be in service to my Capricorns and my Taurians. Us Earth signs have to stick together. If you, however, are new to the channel, please do consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell, because I'm trying to put out content every day, either live or recorded. And feel free to comment in the comment section below. I'll remind you all of this stuff at the end. I usually do Earth sign that I am. But let's get down to business for this read. This is a general read. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. We're only doing a 13 card spread for this one to keep upload times relatively manageable. They've been nuts since, you know why things have been nuts on the internet, because everybody's on it 24/7, 365, but now things are changing, right, supposedly? So let's see how that goes. That being said, we're doing something a little bit different this month. If you have been following me for a while, welcome back, my subscribers. This time we are looking at twin flame contracts a little bit differently. That's why my guides renamed them The Truth About Your Twin Flame Reading, so that you can really get what this is all about, not just this relationship, but your twin flame relationships in general. Twin flame and soulmate, not the same thing. Get confused all the time. They are both soul contracts that they have in common, and there are some links in the description box that will go further into redefining soulmate and twin flame. Some by me, one by Matt Kahn, spiritual teacher. His healing mantra deck will be the last card down for this particular spread. I find his work particularly ingenious and clarifying. And triggering, not in the sense of traumatic triggering, but like triggering stuff your soul already knows. He's just really good that way. So, twin flame, how it's different than a soulmate, is that a twin flame contract, you are teaching each other how to love yourselves. Now that sounds nice, but really think about that. That means that they can't give you the love that you want them to give you, and you can't give them the love they want you to give them. They have to give that to themselves. That's the point of the contract, and they're not all sexual romantic. My father was a twin flame contract. My mother, conversely, a soulmate. Soulmates, you help each other heal. So a lot of times what people are saying when they want their twin flame, they're really saying they want their romantic soulmate contract. I get it, but you need twin flame contracts in order to become the soulmate to your own soul, right? To be the mate of your own soul, to learn how to love yourself, right? So the more twin flames you have, the better shot you have of getting a soulmate contract that can actually work, romantic or otherwise. They're not all romantic sexual. So this spread does three things. It answers three questions. Number one, how does this twin flame relationship transform me? Like, how is it set up to transform me to become better, right? That's just the whole of it. Whether it is a parent or a lover or a friend or a coworker or a boss, it doesn't matter, right? The form of it. The second one is, how can I work with it? Because what if it is a family member? What if it is somebody that you're married to? What is it? What if it's somebody that you just, no matter what, it's a lifelong contract, right? And they're just going to twin flame you. You're going to twin flame each other every day for the rest of your lives. How do I work with that? At least for this month, June 2020, maybe not for everybody, or timeless, you know, forever. But the third one is, I think, is the one people are really here for, though they may not know it. How is this twin flame contract making me a better soulmate? So that I can be in a soulmate contract, a happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, you know, satisfying, symbiotic, and that's the difference between the two. But then you think about it, how many times have you had your friends as soulmates help you heal, which is what soulmate contracts do, from twin flame contracts, you see? So they're totally left wing, right wing of the soulmate plane, if you will. So let's get down to business. You got the basic idea. We're doing the contract read a little differently this time. On this side of the table will be you, Capricorn, and this side will be the twin. We're not doing masculine, feminine, divine feminine this time. I know it's a little bit more exposition, but it's a new kind of read, so I wanted to explain it so you knew what you were getting into. I don't like dropping people down into unfamiliar terrain anyway, because I hate when that happens to me. So shall we take a nice deep breath? The more we are partnering with the breath, the clearer these reads go, the more they will make sense on your end. You can take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I can bring through the clarity, guidance, and grace that my whole life I've been learning how to do. Cool, cool. Even in this moment, always learning. Breathe. As we're going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype deck. All the decks that I read are in the description box below. We're getting one for you, my Capricorns, where you are, who you are in this soulmate, in a twin flame contract. Nice deep breath. Here we go. My collective pantheons, please. One card in clarity for this Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs in their twin flame contract, whichever one is the most dominant for them to look at. What is the most dominant archetype within them being transformed in this Capricorn collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless? What is their dominant archetype here? And this card has come up how many times? Two more times, 2 times earlier. The martyr addict, the martyr archetype, why is that so damn hard to say today, came up for Aries. Where else did I see it? As well as Gemini. Now look, you saw how often I shuffled those cards. I shuffle them, I hit record, I take a deep breath, I start shuffling the cards the entire time so this won't happen. So that when they do happen, repeat cards come, they come. So there is a martyr theme in the twin flames. Now that does not surprise me. It's just people are not comfortable with the word because they only interpret it through the shadow side of it. And the shadow side of it is addiction to self-pity. And we all know people like that. And we all have moments of martyrdom, right? Particularly Capricorns are sort of known for it, right? Slow and steady wins the race, very Eeyore. But I love Capricorns for that they are so strong, right? That they get the job done. Oh, and that Saturn's going retrograde, your planet. I mean, I get it. But check out the light side of the martyr, which I think people kind of know, but we have so few examples of it. Learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. So think about what you're willing to do for your spiritual path, what you're willing to do for a cause, the transcendent nature, that I'm not just suffering for me. A Black Lives Matter, perfect example. I'm a white guy. Granted, I'm a gay white guy, but like this, the empathic suffering that's going on, I feel that I cry my eyes out for injustice and other people's suffering every day. Just as part of my spiritual practice, I can't help but cry. It comes up. Is that martyrdom? I'm experiencing the transcendent of nature in praying for everybody, because that's all I can do in my current situation, aside from these videos, right, to help uplift and enlighten, right? So I get that, but it is a transcendent nature. The martyr is a divine family archetype. Of the 9 families of archetypes, it is the divine family of archetype. So yes, we may have people in our immediate lives, and have done it ourselves, reason, season, or lifetime, where we get up on that cross and we use self-pity to just torture and manipulate everybody else around them, right? Total hallmark, by the way, of a vampire archetype and codependency. Just drain them dry. Just complain them to death. But to get the availability, if this is the archetype that's being refined in you as a result of a twin flame, what if that's the transcendent nature of committing yourself to your own healing, to your own freedom, to loving yourself no matter what? That's what makes your soulmate. Ooh. What we're going to do, just to let that card cool down, is we're going to see where you are in this twin flame contract, past, present, future, then we'll look at the twin. I wanted to make sure that each sign was fully, solidly represented, so there wouldn't have to be, is that me, is that not me? So after these 3 cards, you'll know if this reading is for you, I'm sure. Although, I don't see how anybody doesn't martyr in a twin flame contract sooner or later, right? They're hard. They're tricky, transformative, turbulent, traumatic, but transformative, right? They are the crucible. Purification by fire, here we go. Daughters of the Moon Tarot, my goddesses, please. The collective divine yin. Can I please get 3 cards in a simple timeline, past, present, future, for this Capricorn collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign? We'll pull them one at a time. Past, present, future for this Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, Venus sign in this twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless. Where has this Capricorn been in this contract? That one popped out of nowhere. Where is this Capricorn now? You guys are coming out at weird angles. I think that might mean something in this twin flame contract. And where are they headed in this twin flame contract, June 2020 or timeless? By the way, I'm straight out of Themyscira today. In case you didn't notice, I mean, she was sculpted from clay, an earth sign. Of course Wonder Woman's an earth sign, but a Virgo. Mutable, earth, clay. Where are you coming from? You are coming from a place of appraisal. So the twists and turns of this twin flame are pretty well known to you, right? You've looked this over. The word is not analysis here. The word is appraisal. The Eight of Pentacles really assigning value and going, you know what I mean, Capricorn? Up on your mountain, kind of looked down going, I don't know. Different than a Libra. Evaluating perhaps fairness as a Libra would be. This is more like, was it worth it, right? It's an earth card. So that thing of, was it worth the time, the energy, the weight, the pressure, the pain? Now, the ego is going to say no, most likely, if it's not getting what it wants physically in the world. But your soul might say, this is the best opportunity. There's this golden question that Matt Kahn asks, what if the most devastating, worst things that have ever happened to me in my life have been my greatest opportunities? And I'm like, Matt, no one wants to look at that question. Let me answer. It's funny. It's funny because I have an older brother named Matt. I'm Mark. So there would have been Luke and John had my parents not divorced. But he's younger than me, but it's just got that older brother vibe. It's just really funny. Well, where you are right now, 10 of Cups. So I gotta say, whether you are in cahoots with this twin flame or not, face to face, you're in a pretty good place emotionally. Maybe you really have climbed the mountain a little bit higher, and as a result of this appraisal have been getting, or at least a huge thing to give yourself the love that only you can give you. That emotions may be flowing, but see, that's the thing, the transcendent nature of the martyr, that can be divine love pouring through you, right? As you work that delicate alchemy day by day, step by step up that mountain, right? That something shifts for you here and now. Maybe as a result of this reading, maybe it's already going on, maybe it's in your immediate future, but that 10 of Cups, your cups are going to overflow. Where do you go after that? Oh, right into the High Priestess, a period of mystery and secrets and intuition. So let's just say across the board right now, Martyr, there is so much more going on for you here emotionally, spiritually than physically. The physical you've sort of evaluated. You might have already begun moving away, at least emotionally, from this twin flame contract, preparing you. Maybe there has been some emotional release, although I'm not getting painful emotion here. I'm getting sort of that, oh my God, I'm worth all the love that I could ever want. What's the mantra card in his deck? I am worthy of all the pleasure my heart desires, right? Well, here, with that card of Isis, the High Priestess, the Virgin card, the Maiden of the Maiden Mother and Crone, there is sort of a new beginning here, but it's more of an internal, subtle, gentle, softer healing and being used by the divine as a channel. So understand this twin flame contract has a purpose larger than you and the twin. So let's look at the twin, shall we? Don't you want to see who the twin is? Let's see who the twin is. I mean, if you have in mind who this is already, let's see. We all have different twin flame contracts operating at different times. Nice deep breath. Collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please. One card to represent the twin in this Capricorn collective. Sun, hey, come here. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract for June 2024. Timeless. Please, what is the dominant archetype of the twin in this this twin flamer for our martyr archetype, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? Who's the twin that they have this contract with? The dominant archetype in the twin as well would be the nature child. Now, as soon as a child archetype enters the spread for me, because in this deck, the child is one of the 4 survival archetypes. The 4 survival archetypes are the child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute. Everybody's got those. Everybody was a child. It's an easier one to explain at the moment. But this deck has several different versions or sub-archetypes of the child. This is the nature child, which I have a nice dose of. The shadow attribute's so toxic it makes you want to do bad things. Shadow attribute, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Makes me tense up, the idea that people do that. Light attribute, friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. Hi, I have the nature child archetype. I talk to my boys, my cats, the birds, all day long. Even if a spider comes across, I'm like, hey spider, what's up? Right? All day long. The nature child. Now, let's put this in context. A martyr with a child. This does not necessarily scream romantic sexual context. We have other cards that will hit the table. But as far as the Capricorn collective in total, this could play itself as parent and child very easily, and could be even parent-child, meaning that the parent might be the one who is stuck in that abusive, right, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment, right? So, in other words, the child archetype isn't all about literally being a child. What happens when that child has not been healed, tended to, cared for over a lifetime? Yikes, right? Toxicity. And that's what the shadow is. The majority of the shadow material we deal with in our relationships is mostly the neglected, abused, codependent child within us, the one who was put through that. So let's have a look. This is already fascinating. But are you going to be the martyr to suffer because of this person in self-pity, or are you going to dedicate yourself, right? Learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. So that might be a way for you to, right, to make this work. If this is a family member, to see it as a cause. It's like, well, okay, they can't give me the love I want. I can't give them the love they want, but I can help them in their cause, right? It's like my father was my twin flame. Couldn't give me the acceptance I wanted as a gay man growing up, but loved me. Did what he could to help, right? Breathe. It's fun reading. Sort of. My kind of fun. Tarot reader kind of fun. My gods, please. 3 cards from the Mythic Tarot. Simple timeline, past, present, future. For this nature child twin in this Capricorn collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless, please. Where has this nature child been in this contract? Where is this nature child now in this contract? Where is this nature child going in this contract? Second timeline down, let's see. All right, the King of Cups, Orpheus, the Cancerian card, so really coming from a place of being nurtured, or at least some sort of emotional maturity going on, which takes this a little bit out of the shadow of it in terms of that immaturity. When the Cancerian card is the mother, Cancer is the mother of the tarot, even though it's the king here. So this might be somebody who has done some mothering, or has been mothered, or has been doing that sort of emotional sort of stuff there in recent past that, you know, it mirrors your appraisal, except this is more emotional. Yours is perhaps more in terms of assigning value. Is it worth it, right? This might be more about the emotional process. Where are they now? Interesting. Another cup card, but here we're looking at the Page of Cups. Now, not associated with a particular zodiac sign, though it is water. You can see on this card down in the corner here, where my pinky is, the crab. This is Cancer. Julia Charman Burke designed this deck that each of the court cards, Knight, Queen, and King, has a specific zodiacal reference, right? Cardinal, fixed, mutable, King, Queen, Knight. Pages don't have that. They represent the messages or the immature aspect of the element, in this case immature water, which, you know, is like saying a drop of rain is not an ocean, but it can be, right? It can collect, it can grow, it can expand. So here we're looking at, in some ways, some introspection, some self-reflection, some self-love, but in its initial stages. So maybe this nature child has come into contact with someone who is more of a motherly nature, more of a Cancerian emotional healer kind of thing, maybe some therapy, maybe just a phase that they are coming out of in terms of emotional experience, and now really doing the mirror work, right? Now, I will say this is Narcissus depicted in this card, which is a triggery word and has been for a while, really. Narcissistic personality disorder, and he's a narcissist, she's a narcissist. Matt Kahn said the funniest thing. I won't say that I ever heard, because I've heard some funny shit in this life, but he said, well, they can't all be narcissists. I was like, no, but we're all suffering from narcissistic pain, our own or somebody else's, right? Empath. So there is some healing stuff going on here. Some intuitive messages are coming through. Their emotions are communicating to them in a way. The inner child definitely feels like with the Page of Cups, there's some inner child stuff going on here of an emotional nature. That, by the way, you're not responsible for, Capricorns. I know you guys will take on responsibility like that, but you're not responsible for that. Like, even if this is your literal child, regardless of the age that they are in, we can help, but we can't process somebody's emotions for them. We just can't do that. And don't worry, because there we got the Death card coming. And here, this is a card of real transformation. The god Hades, right? This is one of the gods of my pantheon. I love him. Comes for everybody. And does this mean physical death? No. But it does mean a total transformation in place. And what are twin flame contracts about? Transformation, right? So maybe this nature child grows up as a result of your contract, but you're really in a place, it feels like, I almost want to say because of this 10, this might very well be the emotional maturity that you're coming into in terms of... In other words, which you're experiencing in the present moment of this contract, the availability of this 10 of Cups, is sort of what they're headed towards in this present moment. So you might be a couple of steps ahead of them in terms of at least the emotional journey or the transformational journey here, but don't worry, they're headed for their transformation. So those are our two parties in the contract. The Martyr, which is you. Might I remember the transcendent nature there. And the twin is the nature child. Let's get you some more cards. I think these two cards in particular from the same deck, the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack, will be helpful. I took half the deck and of the suit of problems, put them together so we can ask the Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts. Yes, they do specialize. What is the problem? What is the problem in the relationship? And then the other one, this will be, if not the solution, the remedy, what it is to work towards. Because problems have solutions, but predicaments you just have to survive. And then the predicaments transform you. So to have something to kind of pull you forward through that, right? Light at the end of the tunnel. And these are transforming twin flame contracts. So it's probably not so much a problem, but a predicament. But let's see. Breathe. My Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts, please. One card in clarity for the Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Twin Flame Contracts. Depicted here in this spread for June 2020 or Timeless, involving this Martyr archetype and this Nature Child archetype. What is the problem? The problem is feeling unwanted. And that feels like it's both sides. See, this isn't about them or you. This is about the whole contract. That's what the remainder of these cards are. That's why I wanted it's fully defined as I could without doing a 30 card spread for each of you. Just a basic timeline and archetype so that you know who's who, what's what, but that there's a feeling of being unwanted, which is a result of what? Neglect. And what is really the major contributing factor, at least in the personality disorder of narcissism? A personality disorder is neglect. They don't get that way because they got all the attention and love they needed. It's because they were neglected. So that feeling unwanted thing might be driving this. So of course you have to give yourself that love that others can't give you. This is a twin flamer, if ever I felt one, at least in my bones. So let's see, what's the piece of luck, the piece of grace, or the piece of healing? Breathe. I know, this is a really rare deck. I don't think they put out tons of them. I'm glad I have one. They're very, very hopeful. The book is really good, too. Ready? My Ascended Masters, please, oh please, oh please, oh please, oh please. What is the piece of luck, the piece of grace, or the piece of healing for this Capricorn Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Twin Flame contract for June 2020 or Timeless? What do you got for the Capricorn here with this Martyr, Nature Child, Twin Flame contract. What is the piece of grace, the piece of luck, or the piece of healing? You got a piece of healing. The card of truth. The healing suit of truth. Truth will set you free. Probably piss you off first. Thank you, Gloria Steinem. So that's quite an interesting dynamic that we have depicted here. This thing about loneliness, or at least feeling unwanted. Loneliness is another card in this deck. The thing of feeling unwanted may not be based in truth. May be a perception, may be a replay from something from both of your past that you are projecting onto each other, or maybe it's just out and out, no, I cannot stand you anymore. I could see both sides, the child saying to the martyr, or the martyr saying to the child, it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. You are, if you're feeling unwanted, good, because I don't want to do this anymore. And that kind of truth may be harsh and cutting, but guys, you're Capricorns. You're good at that. You're good with that Saturnian scythe. just putting it out there. But again, in the words of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, truth without compassion is brutality. What would love do? What would love say? Love would also not keep it going on forever and ever and ever without speaking the truth. That's a twin flame contract lesson, if ever there was one. So let's ask the Healing with the Angels Oracle. Doreen Virtue's deck, one of many, one of 10,000 different Doreen Virtue decks apparently. What are the angels extending their hands to both sides? Angels do not take sides. They're extending like this to both of you, the healing that they do. So take a nice deep breath. My angels, please, one card in clarity. What is the healing angel? The Healing with the Angels Oracle, extending the celestial service and help in this Capricorn collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Twin flame contract. The Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Transformative. Feeling you. There you are. It's like buffering for this martyr archetype and this nature child. Please, what is the perfect healing angel willing to heal and work with both of them? Angel of friendship. How can you make this work? How can you make this work? I could totally see this being parent and child with somebody. You know, it's something that we all have to do growing up. Sooner or later, we have to see our parents as other human beings. Now, the more developed part of it is obviously your parents haven't been your parents in every life, and nor have your children been your children in every life, right? We're all souls incarnating. Genderless, ageless, raceless souls, right? We are just incarnating according to a plan that is bigger than anything we remember once we're in here. So is there an opportunity for you two to be friendly with each other, to be cordial with each other, to at least you coming from this place of, fine, I don't have to be a martyr in this relationship. As much as I can do this, I can work this in a transcendent way to be kind, to be friendly with clear boundaries here, and keep my mouth shut about it and just do my spiritual process and be in my what? In my truth. Even if I don't want to be around this person anymore, but for some reason the contract's written that I can't get out of this, I can be friendly. I can see the pain that they are in, or at least understand they're in pain, even if I don't know the specifics of it, and really call upon the healing angel of friendship. Now, if you are the cross watcher here, then you've got that same thing going on. It's like if there's a certain alchemy from turning a lover into a brother. Now, I'm sorry for the you know, because this need not necessarily be a romantic sexual context, and I also apologize for the genderness of brother rather than sister. But I mean it almost like the brotherhood of humanity, which I still think is sexist as hell, but whatever, you know what I mean. The personhood of man, it's not rolling off the tongue necessarily. But to really deal with this in a friendly way, it's great. So we're not going to be lovers. And you know what? If this is parent-child that way, like so very literal, get that your child is an adult, most likely, or at least in that process of becoming, and to see them as a soul on their own journey, that you be friendly with each other without agreeing. Otherwise, get out of town. Move on. Move out. Don't mess around. You bring me down. Just forget about it. Don't make sounds. Move out. I love when a song lyric comes out of nowhere. Okay, let's ask the higher selves of all involved. The Whispers of Love Oracle, which I love so very, very much, to get you just one, right? So your higher self and their higher self are in cahoots on whatever this card is. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved. Hello, 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 you all. Please, one card in clarity, a whisper of love for this martyr archetype and this nature child archetype in this Capricorn collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless. What is the message, really? The higher selves, you see this from such a high perspective that is simultaneously transcendent and intimately personal. Really hard to pull off. What is the whisper of love here? Love makes the difference. Love can help heal past hurts, provide a sense of security, self-worth, and importance. This is all the difference. It's all about you learning how to love yourself. Here's the thing. Regardless of who you are, the Capricorn or the cross-watcher here, what are the words you want them to say to you? Take 5 minutes at some point today, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and say it to your own heart over and over again. For 5 minutes is a long time. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I'm so sorry that I couldn't give you what you wanted on this. I'm so sorry I'm not where you're at. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And watch as the tears and the pain just comes up and you realize, I don't need them to say that to me. I just said that to me and look at what just happened. And then just keep doing it, right? Giving yourself the love. I would recommend inner child work. Really, anytime a child archetype pops up in a reading, do the inner child work. Doesn't matter if it's not your side of the table. Do the inner child work. Because love makes a difference. Love can help heal past hurts and provides a sense of security, which the child would want, self-worth, which everybody needs, and importance, which the martyr might be looking for that sense of, is this important? What is the service, the transcendent nature, etc. with that martyr archetype? Last card down, and then we'll I always take a picture at the end if you're new to this, and I pop it up in the video, so see what else comes once all the puzzle pieces are on the table. Nice deep breath, please. The healing mantra deck by Matt Kahn is cleansed, consecrated, and dedicated to the voices of the Ascended Masters, in this case, the Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contract. As I said before, they gave us the cards of Feeling Unwanted and Truth. Let's see what their healing mantra is for you. Breathe. My Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts, please, what is the perfect healing mantra for this martyr nature child Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Twin Flame contract for June 2020 or timeless, please, my Ascended Masters? Just one. What is their perfect healing mantra that they can work no matter who sees this, whether it's the Capricorn or the twin nature child, the martyr or the nature child? Whoever sees it and works it will be able to move forward in this twin flame contract, giving themselves the love, the healing that they need as they learn to love and heal themselves. And who do we got here? Embracing worthiness. I feel worthiness filling every cell in my body, and it feels amazing. Yeah, I know it's not exactly Thorgy Thor, but it's close enough for me to be the Thorgy Thor mantra now. Embracing worthiness. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. Oh, I just went right past it. Embracing worthiness. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. And by the way, I will say as a little sidebar here, a little side note, I've had this mantra for days on end, and it does take a couple of days to kick in because you're not familiar with allowing yourself to always feel worthy. So it's not like you do it once or twice and carbonated. No, it's a mantra. It's a mind tool, which is what mantra means at its core. When worthiness dawns, You know that life has a bigger plan in store. You're able to navigate the highs and lows of each moment, aware of a greater cosmic force at play. And that's really worthiness. When you said, fine, then the entire universe is manifested for my soul to evolve, for my ego to unravel and be absorbed, my own ascension process. Fine, then I'm worthy. Let's do this, right? Highs and lows, let's play the game. Worthiness grants you permission to honor all that you are and moves you in the direction that fulfills your deepest passions. And that's the thing. The thrill is gone here. I'm getting, even if it is parent-child, it's right, that there is some individuation going on here. Individuation is one of the stages of, a child becoming, adolescence is a big phase of individual. Scream, Mom, you guys don't understand me, that whole 9 yards. But when it's continued into adulthood in a parent-child relationship, that can be really, really crazy. There are passions there that are not being acted on. This mantra is ideal for feeling more joy. Who don't need that? Working through creative blocks. I'm down with that too. I work all day. And helping the body heal. That makes sense. I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. And it does when you actually put in the time. Let's pop up the picture and see what else we see, shall we? Nice deep breath, my caps. Or cross watchers. Magic clap. We've got the Capricorn as the martyr archetype with the shadow attribute, addiction to self-pity. You know that one, Capricorns. You guys are sort of known for it, though any sign can do it. Saturn-derived energy can be very martyrish in that sense. The light attribute, though, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause, which do take time. And it looks like in your past, with the Seven of Pentacles, the card of appraisal there, you have really evaluated this situation clearly about, do you want to keep doing this or not? My sense is that in the present moment you have some kind of emotional resolution, right? Ecstasy. Inanna's House of Heaven, the Ten of Cups. It might not feel like ecstasy right now, but it might feel like some of that worthiness filling every cell of your body, and you may be feeling amazing as the result of getting that, oh, this is part of my divine plan. I am worthy of better than this, but I am worthy of everything I had to go through here, that this was a worthy twin flame contract, leaving you as the high priestess, in some ways perhaps even purified and virginal. I mean, she is the maiden, even though it's the goddess Isis, a mother goddess in the Egyptian pantheon here. We're really looking at that high priestess as being used as a vessel of the divine. So whatever purified here has made room for truth, right? I'm looking at the truth card right above you there, but that applies to the entire contract. But maybe you become much more light as a result with this transcendent nature of what you have gained from this contract. Jumping over to the nature child in the shadow, tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. Kakapupu, horrible. Light attribute, friendship with animals, communication with nature spirits. Now, to see that with the Cancerian card in the where they've been in this contract may very well be a maternal energy towards you, right? Or you could represent that maternal force in their life. But my sense is there's definitely some emotional maturity here, perhaps some moodiness, but definitely an emotional process going on here that has gone on, it feels like, for a while. That these aren't like, this isn't a day of mood swinging. This isn't a bad day. This is like a part of a relationship. But where they are right now, perhaps because of current circumstances, if you two are not in the same physical location, there is this Page of Cups, this internal reflection, or at least the beginning of it, Narcissus, which, the mystical path is narcissistic in the beginning, in that you're looking within what? The self. You're not necessarily introspecting into other people's stuff, but it does feel like that leads to this place of the death card for them, a transformation. And I do not mean their physical death, at least not in terms of this contract, but that real transformation, that really perhaps being dismantled in order to be, although that is reminiscent a little bit of the Tower card, like being struck by lightning to rebuild the foundation. But this is really more the phoenix of going to ashes and rising from, probably going through a great deal of, one could say, growing pains with the nature child in general here. But at least in terms of this contract, they are being transformed, which is the cause of any twin flame contract. And what is the problem here between the two of you? Feeling unwanted. It's either mutual, or one of you is feeling it, or the other doesn't want the other one right now. But that truth is the answer. To make the confession, at least to yourself, yes, I am feeling unwanted. Now you might say, I already knew I was feeling unwanted, but it's different to then say, okay, let me then give love to that piece of me, that part of me, that child in me most likely that feels unwanted, whether you are the nature child or the martyr, because there is truth there to be gained. And along with that comes the angel of friendship, that if this is a biological contract, meaning a biological bond, a family member, you're gonna have to heal this by being friendly with each other, by seeing each other as fellow souls, not family members, right? Or regardless, if this is a marriage, if this is a turbulent, traumatic relationship in any way, shape, or form, that you cannot extricate yourself from because of legal matters, because of biological matters, or what have you, living together, working environment, then really the healing angel of friendship here, not that you have to be buddies, but you can be friendly with each other, and that's going to allow, maybe that's what this whole contract is about, is you learn how to endure each other, understanding that you're never going to be able to give each other the love and perhaps respect that you want from each other, but that you can be on friendly terms. Why? Because love makes a difference. Love can help heal past hurts, provides a sense of security, self-worth, and importance. And who's to say that if both of you, if even one of you really in earnest says, no, I'm going to learn to love myself as a result of this, give myself, say to myself the words I want the other one to say that they will never say, that there is such a healing available here to you individually, as well as collectively, but you can't heal each other. That's a soulmate, not a twin flame contract. To get this mantra of I feel worthiness filling every cell of my body, and it feels amazing. That's what's available to both of you, but it feels like my Capricorn martyr here, I know to use that archetype name there, with that Ten of Cups, you are much, much, much closer than this nature child is to that. So if really all of their shenanigans or what have you have brought you to this place where you are able to feel worthiness filling every cell of your body and it feels amazing, then I'm not going to say contract closed. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but certainly it is fulfilling its function, or looking forward with that High Priestess card in your future there, you will be feeling this if you work this mantra, worthiness filling every cell of your body and it feeling amazing, blessing all of life with that sense of worth as well. Whew, another boatload of words there for you, my Capricorns, but very, very strong on that last bit, particularly like my eyes, you couldn't see because the pictures of my eyes were riveted on this High Priestess card of Isis, really seeing you, every cell of your body filled with this worthiness, and it just overflowing, blessing all of life and all of nature, which of course would then in some ways bless even indirectly this nature child. So may the Capricorn collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in this twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless, that they may heal with friendship, that they may learn that love makes a difference, that they may embrace their own worthiness for their own well-being and for the well-being of all. May they be so blessed. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Again, please do like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and feel free to comment. I would love to hear how this plays out, particularly if someone has this as a parent-child, maybe roles reverse parent-child. It'd be interesting to see that, though. You probably can't post that so freely on a public forum like YouTube, but I would find that absolutely interesting to at least know that that's going on here somewhere. Cool. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of June 2020 or timeless whenever you are watching this, my Capricorns. I love you so much. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.